Hi everyone, I'm Rob Watson. I'm the module tutor for TECH3022 Advanced Social Media and Production. And what I'm going to do in this video is just introduce you to the main theme of this week's lecture, week 2, and just outline some of the key issues that you should be looking out for and what the kind of reading that you should be undertaking to support your thinking through the lecture and the issues that we cover. I've produced a PowerPoint presentation, so I'll be keeping it quite visual, using lots of clips, but I won't be sharing the PowerPoint presentation with you. What I will do though is give you a set of background notes, and you'll be able to download these from the module wiki page in the lecture notes section, and you'll be able to adapt this to a Word document if you need to. It's a PDF in order to be able to spread quite widely on the internet, but you'll be able to download it and adapt it if you need to. And what I do in the notes is I kind of give background quotes, reading, anything that's kind of detailed, any diagrams that you need to note, rather than anything that comes up on the screen. You don't need to write it down verbatim. It'll be here in the notes, links, that kind of thing. So I'll share that with you, and you can use that as part of your research and as part of your background reading. What I'd also like you to do is I'd like you to read chapter 6 in advance if you can. That would be very helpful before we get to the lecture. Chapter 6 of Jenkins, Ford and Green. How do you build court supporters for independent media is their topic, and this will be really useful for when we're thinking about developing, designing the project that you're going to be working on, which we'll get into talking about in more detail in the lab sessions and in the workshop sessions that we run. Each week on the wiki, which if you need the address, the module page on the DMU Commons wiki, so if you go to wiki.our.dmu.ac.uk, each week I'm going to recommend some reading, and I'm also going to recommend a program that you can watch in advance. It would be very helpful if you watch them beforehand. And this, for week 2, I've recommended a program that's available on the BBC iPlayer, which won't be available for too long because they have a shorter life on the iPlayer, which is The Gaming Show. And there's a documentary about the tournaments, the $1 Million Game as it's called, about the Call of Duty tournaments in Los Angeles. So it's a really interesting program to watch as a kind of background research about the kind of questions, there's the focus group that we're going to look at in your social media research and project. So as ever, with a lecture, there's some important tools, no more important than bringing your notebooks and your pens. I know it sounds like I'm probably preaching to the converted and treating you as if you're your first years, but please bring them with you, because we need to make it's sometimes with a lecture, what you do is you're thinking on your feet. So what you have written down isn't always what you'll deliver exactly. There's interjections. So we need to make sure that we've got the skills to capture that in order to be able to make notes for ourselves. And I'm fine with different kinds of note taken. So it could be it could be maps, mind maps, it could be doodles, it could be keywords, and we can just look at different kind of note taking techniques that will help you to capture the things that fall outside of what's produced in these notes. Let's call it that way. So the key issues that we're going to look at in the lecture in this one for you to anticipate, and you can read the notes in advance if you want to, just so you get an idea of what's coming up. They are available on the wiki. It's really looking at how media represents this debate. So what kind of things get said in the press about the way that the sugar and processed food culture, if you like, the industrialized food culture that we live with, is it's framed as a problem, an epidemic. It's framed as a set of moral choices. It's framed as a failure in society or failure of individuals. So we'll look at the way that is represented, and we'll start to think about how we can capture and use research techniques to capture and understand what's going on within this debate. So we've got some examples and some videos to watch. So hopefully it's kind of a good overview and background discussion about the kind of issues that's involved in this kind of sugar and processed food debate, and also some of the issues that we need to take account of with the research and the academic study of these debates. So hope you had a great week last week. Hope you're looking forward to week 2. We've got a lot of work to do, and great to see you.